Alright, what's going on, guys? Try back again. Here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing my monthly review for this month's issue of The Walking Dead. Today is September 11th, 2013, and today's issue is The Walking Dead, issue 114. And I don't care what you say, the voice crack stays. Just saying. Okay. So, as always, my reviews for the Walking Dead comic book series do contain spoilers. This month we got the release of Walking Dead issue 114. Today is September 11th, 2013. Yep. And this one is basically, I think, the final issue we are going to get before the bi-weekly releases of the Walking Dead comic book series start next month in October. So if you guys don't know, now you know. Next month they're going to be releasing issues of The Walking Dead every 2 weeks for the All-Out War story arc. This issue for me I thought was a great issue because we got to see Negan, even though it was just to his men, declare war. He basically informs us, well, first of all, spoilers, he uses as a metaphor the most ridiculous thing, and compares the saviors in his group to a big swinging male genitalia. So, and then they don't get it. They're like, what? And then he's like, we're going to war. Sigh, we're going to war. So that was funny, and at the same time, it was great because it's like, okay, they know now what's going on. They know that that Rick is, he's going to lead this whole thing from the other side, and Negan better watch out because it's going to be war. So that was a really exciting thing to see in this issue. Of course, the Walking Dead comic book series lately, I feel like, has been amazing. I think, personally, it's been probably the best it's ever been. This whole war story arc with Negan, the Saviors, and the multiple groups, where you have Rick at Alexandria's safe zone, you have the Hilltop, you have Ezekiel, and the Kingdom, I think, personally, has been the most fun the Walking Dead series has probably ever been. This battle here, this war that's about to begin, I think is more climactic than anything else we've seen. Even though the battle at the end of the prison sequence with the governor was huge, that was very, very exciting. I feel like this one, because you have more characters involved, you have more fighters, so to speak, on each side. Negan has close to 100 men. Between the three groups, with the Kingdom and Rick's group at Alexandria and the Hilltop, the ones that are willing to resist Negan, is probably close to 100 as well, maybe more, I'm not really sure. They haven't given us an exact number yet, but a lot of characters, a lot of people ready to go to war. So it's very climactic, it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun, and I think personally it's off to a great start. So let's break down this issue. At the beginning of the issue, Rick thinks Andrea is dead, so he's all, starting to lose it more and everything of the sort. Then you have Nicholas, who feels like being a little sissy and is freaking out, asking Negan not to kill him, which Negan responds kind of in a funny way, where he calls him an asshole because he basically wants Negan to kill someone else and not him. So, I guess that kind of makes sense. He is kind of an asshole for doing that. And then, of course, we have Jesus, who interrupts the party and takes down a dude and just, as a monster, just starts taking guys down left, right, and center, using one guy's gun to shoot another and the whole bit. It's cool to see how good of a fighter he is. Then we have Ezekiel shows up with a tiger. Tiger awesomeness as he bites the Savior on the arm, one of Negan's dudes on the arm. That was pretty funny. I like to see that. And then, of course, Negan takes off, and because he has to. Ezekiel's got a tiger. So then Rick goes to find Andrea, and good scenes there, or good pages there with Rick finding her, and then we get to see some dialogue with Rick telling Carl that he's proud of him, and Carl also saying, "Dad, make sure you kill him," and then Rick says, "I will." So very good artwork there. I really like Charlie Adler's artwork in those scenes. The way he's able to portray Rick and Carl, the way he's able to show emotion on their faces, and the close-ups really shows how great his artwork has become. I really think from the beginning of the series until now, his artwork has progressed tremendously. It's gotten so much better. Obviously, as you draw a character, 20, 30,000 times, you're going to be getting better at it mostly every time, or at least you should be if you're trying to. And I think he has. You know, every character looks unique. The emotions look unique. It doesn't look like a copy paste. You know, like when Rick's sad, it doesn't look like exactly the same. You know, he'll draw it all again and make it look slightly different each time. You know, every emotion looks unique to the circumstances. So that's very good to see, because with some comic books, one of the criticisms of comic books when it comes to art is that a lot of the characters will look alike depending on the artist. Like some artists, like for example, Ed McGuinness is bad for this. The way he draws a lot of the characters, they look very similar. You know, their bodies all look the same. You know, their builds all look the same. Sometimes in certain books, not necessarily Ed McGuinness, but others, don't want to call him out or anything, he's awesome, but you know, others you'll have Bruce Wayne will look like Superman just without glasses on, you know, like they'll look very similar. Or you'll have characters, just their faces will look the same, and the way they're drawn, there isn't enough detail. With Charlie Adler in The Walking Dead, every character looks unique, and nobody really looks like each other. So that's awesome artwork, and I hope he stays on for pretty much the rest of his career, and we get to see another couple hundred issues of his artwork, because it's perfect for what we need for The Walking Dead. It's just perfect. So he does an amazing job. Okay, going on from there, basically after that, Jesus tells Rick that he can lead them. Even though he had a bad day, he still, the good side of what happened was he proved to them that he's not afraid to face Negan. He's not afraid to you know, get out there and go after him and fire first and everything of the sort and attack, which is really what they needed to see, because it seems like Ezekiel, he's cautious, but at the same time he was a little bit worried. He was a little bit afraid, I think, to go that route and go after Negan. Which, you know, granted, he should be cautious. Maybe Rick was not cautious enough here. But sometimes you need that. You need somebody that's just willing to put it all out there and just go after it, not afraid to die, and just willing to do anything to protect the people that he cares about in his community, and now also the Hilltop and the Kingdom as well. Because they're all good people there, mostly, I would think. Most of them, anyway. There's probably a few wackos here and there, but most of them are good. Okay, so there's that. So that was all good. Some touching moments and dialogue. Really liked all of that. And then, of course, you get to see Negan's point of view from it, where he compares his group to a big swinging penis and then says we're going to war after a sigh. Okay, so that's pretty much the issue. I thought it was a really good issue to start off the war, Negan declaring war, and then next month we start with the all-out war every 2-week releases of the book, of the books. So every 2 weeks we'll get a new issue of The Walking Dead, so that will be awesome to see as the all-out war plays out. I'm almost as excited for that as I am with the Walking Dead television series. I would be just as much if we got the same amount of content. The thing is, like with a TV show, you're getting every week 42 minutes of new, you know, content, and you're going to get that for 16 weeks out of the year. You know, 42 minutes, 16, it's a lot of content. The Walking Dead comic book series, each book is only like, you know, what, like 20 pages, something like that. And the amount that happens in it is probably equivalent to about 5 or 10 minutes of a TV show. That's about it. Maybe 10 minutes of a TV show. So we're not getting as much content. That's the only reason why I'm not as excited for the book as I am for the TV series. But because we're doing it every 2 weeks, that does add to the excitement, I think. And I'm definitely looking forward to see how the all-out story arc plays out. I will say that I think this is the most exciting time in all of the Walking Dead comic book series. I really will, because, you know, the size, the amount of characters, the amount of people involved, it just feels very climactic. I'm a fan of, you know, seeing these huge battle wars in shows, and a lot of times, or in comic books or whatever, a lot of times, you know, companies or people who are writers will kind of chintz out on it, they'll cheap out on it, and they won't go the whole mile. So I like to see that Robert Kirkman is going to go the whole mile, and we're going to get to see a huge war in The Walking Dead that really makes the governor and that prison story arc seem like it's almost nothing. Granted, it was a huge, because of the deaths that occurred during it in the comic book series, it was a huge battle, and it was extremely exciting, and that was the highlight of The Walking Dead up until this point, I think. But I think this one is going to surpass that because of the size of the groups, because of the amount of people involved with the battle. I can't wait to see. It looks like it's going to go on for, you know, I don't know, 12 or more issues of straight up just war, fighting, battle. I'm very, very, very excited. Let me know what you guys think about the All Out War story arc, what you thought about issue 114. I loved it. I can't wait to see how this all plays out. And in the end, what's going to happen? Is Negan going to survive? Is he going to die? Who's going to die on Rick's side? And all the great action sequences to play out. I can't wait. Anyway, I'll call it here. That's it for this video, guys. I'll see you for the next one. This is Trev, and I'm saying peace.